Jeremiah Krakowski here. Listen, I want to talk to you about something that is a topic that I've been working through for a long time, and I know that it's highly relevant to those that are on my page. I'm just going to jump right into it. I used to feel agitated that I was bad at time management. I used to feel stressed out that I wasn't completing things on time, that I was doing the wrong things, that I was wasting time and how much time I had left. And I realized that I was actually making time my focus. And by focusing on time, I was completely losing the efficacy of my time. When in fact, my focus should be towards the things that I was creating, building, had my hands to, focusing on what was in front of me to do, to go forward. And yet the agitation of time management suffocated me, feeling like I'm going to run out of time. I don't have enough time. I need to do all this, do all that. Managing it, constantly feeling overwhelmed. And I know that you watching this right now may or may not be somebody that deals with that type of time-based anxiety. And some people even have different mental health manifestations from this that are keeping you from being relational, meaning you're choosing to not spend time in relationships with your family, with your friends, and you're so focused on what you're doing in your business and what you should be doing that you're actually totally missing the very thing that is going to get you to where you should go, because you're paying attention to what other people put in you as what you should be doing. And this was the stress that I was having, was I was taking in what I had heard over the years about managing time, building companies, managing projects, and was trying to create my life based on a tape, a recording, a program that was actually counterintuitive to the very way that I was created. Because other people had told me, well, that's what you should be doing. And over the past year, I've been focusing on how can I really focus on what I'm doing and create something that leaves a legacy for my family, impacts the world, and changes lives, and creates a resource to do so. How can I build a vision, get behind a cause that I care about, and produce something big to go on to the next goal, to fund and to resource the next things? And some of you might know my vision with these videos, with my page, with the Grow Your Life community, is to help 100,000 people make $1 million in a business. Okay. And I'm saying one of the most counterproductive things that you will probably ever hear is this: time is the lowest thing on your priority list that you should ever manage. And me saying that creates a response very similar to when people bring up religion, when they bring up finances, when they bring up other things that they disagree with, because it's based on what they believe that I mean by that. What I mean by that is if you're spending so much time focusing on how to maintain and manage your time with your energy, and you're not using tools to manage it to where you personally, are not spending the time managing it. Time leadership and time management aren't the same thing. When you lead your time versus managing it, they are two diametrically opposite activities. And so I don't have all the language for this, but some of you just need to stop worrying about the right order of things, doing things at the right time, the right timing, and just do the thing that you're feeling the most in your heart to do right now, because you spent so long coming up with and going on the hamster wheel of time and wondering what the right order of things are, that you should just do something and just go for it. And then when something comes in, you have to shift gears, shift into that. And yet so often you're focused on, well, I have to complete my time in the order that I said I would, or I'm a failure, and you're letting your identity be defined by what you complete or don't complete. Instead of taking ownership over your choices and taking ownership over what you want to do, you're a victim to time. Okay? And in this, you're spending all of your energy prioritizing the active management of it. So this was the vicious cycle that I got into. Was I was constantly feeling like I had to rush through things to manage my time, to get them done, instead of just keeping my hands on the hands to the plow, as they say, but keeping my hands on the wheel and steering instead of trying to avoid this way and avoid that way to manage it, just going with the flow of things. When you drive a car, it's very similar to what I'm talking about here. It's the lowest priority to manage. It needs to be subconscious rather than active management. When you drive a car, there's a lot that goes on. And if you remember the stress of taking driver's ed, for example, the stressors of that, you freaked out. You probably weren't very good at it. You might have crashed. But as you got over time, it was natural. You didn't have to actively think about it. Yet so many people are stuck in the active hamster wheel of managing their time just like they were when they first got their driver's license or when they were first taking driver's training. And they're still in the driver's training stage of their business because of this, and it creates stress, and they're wondering why they're crashing and burning and not getting results, because they're actively trying to manage things instead of just flowing and going with the speed of traffic and merging in and out as they should go. And so here's the concept is this: people are so afraid to get off track that they won't merge and keep going, overlapping each other with their time management and adjusting as they go, that they prioritize things in the complete opposite order of what is best based on fear, because they're holding their identity so strongly in what can I accomplish, what can I finish, and because their focus is on avoidance, not creating what they want, it's manifesting in a life that is avoiding their destiny. And this is what I was doing. This is what some people listening to this are doing, and this is something I want to help people with. The first step is this: admitting that you have a problem with it. The second step is just try flowing. Try letting a thing or two fall through the cracks in your day. Meaning, okay, I did not complete that project today, and it's okay. I'll complete it tomorrow. Totally fine. Not a big deal. My wife is somebody that's really helped teach me this, because I've been making, like, I have to get things done so important that I'm letting the time rule me and became a slave to time instead of creating my life and it not even being a thing. And so that's why I say this: time is the lowest priority to manage. When you're driving a car, the pedals and the steering wheel and looking at your mirrors are the lowest thing that you should manage when you're driving a car. Yet that's what happens, that nervous energy of, oh, what do I look at when? That nervous energy is what people are in when they're in that state where they can't just flow in what they're doing, and then they crash because they're not actually paying attention to what's ahead of them. When you're building your business, when you're growing your life, you need to keep your eyes forward on the road, not on the car, not right where you're at, white knuckled, but rather breathe, relax, and flow. And so that's what I mean. Time is very important to manage. It's just the lowest priority in your life. And if you're giving all your energy towards just how can I best manage my time, lower that on the priority list and start managing creating your life and keeping your eye on the road ahead of you. And watch what happens. Grow your life, everybody, and we'll talk soon.